Welcome to Left Undone, Incomplete Investigations. We were at the trial today, so people are rolling in the door. We got our mod Lori here, and Idaho Mom Reports Holly is with us. So let us know if you can't hear us or anything, and we're just going to go over how it went today, because today was my first day in the courtroom, Lori's first day at the trial as well. This one's been there every single day. So say hello, and I know this is kind of a different time for them we usually are on. I'm looking. Hey, Liz Can, how are ya? Always been the front of the Lori Vallow case. Fire content coming soon. Well, yeah, kind of, because we want to talk about I'm just going to see real quick if I can switch that. And it's not working. Okay, go.
They can, unless
I don't know if they can, but anyway, I was just messing with the camera a little bit because it wasn't working right. Oh, here you guys all come. Hello from South Australia. And Barbara, hi. And Christy, hi. All right, so won't make this forever because we're going to want to go eat dinner at some point, probably. But we're in Boise, Idaho. I don't think I've ever been to Boise, Idaho. It was a little cold today and rainy, and she lives here.
Yeah, it's home.
It's home to her.
Hi, Boise.
I like it.
I like it too.
Look for me on KBOI tonight with
Oh, yeah, she did an interview.
And I didn't use my real last name. If you know me, you know why.
Honestly, I don't know your real last name.
Okay.
Right. What is your name anyway? Hey, wait a minute. But anyway, it started out, last night we all kind of hung out, went to dinner, and then this morning we all went to the courthouse. Yesterday I registered. I couldn't get into the courtroom. Nope. And then I hit it one random time about 8:40 a.m. and it let me get the seats for the courtroom. Lori didn't get in yesterday, but she got in the overflow, or she didn't when she was doing it. Yeah. So she was in the overflow today. I was in the courtroom. She was in the courtroom. And then today, when we went to register, Lori got her reservation for the courtroom. I didn't. So we're going to wind up switching places. And she's speedy. So she got it. And then, lo and behold, they rest.
It was crazy. I did not expect it. A lot of other people did. A lot of people have been watching trials for much longer than I have. They've been saying all week, and I should have believed them.
I just kept hearing that rumor too. I'm like, I feel like they're winding down. And so what happened today, we saw a witness. His name was Nicholas Edwards. He is active duty, like trains people on shooting.
He's active duty military right now.
Right. And he also works for
he's deployed.
Yes, he's deployed.
But his job is he is a lead investigator for the Attorney General's office here in Idaho. And
sharpshooter, right?
Yeah, he's a sharp.
Yeah,
and he trains
instructor,
yeah,
supervisory instructor, and all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, so he was on the stand. He was the biggest one all day today, and he went over the texts and stuff. Really bizarre though, because there was so much. It was all about Tammy. Well, most of it was about Tammy, and it really was Alex and Chad were really up to no good in those text messages.
It's a 38-minute phone call between Zulema and Alex, and I want to know what was said. I was hoping they'd bring
the night
back.
that she was shot at. The
Correct.
attempted.
Within that time period, almost exactly, or right after.
Yeah, and so apparently also when Tammy called, when Joe Murray or Tammy or whoever, when the police when they arrived at Chad and Tammy's house for her to report this paintball shooting, which she thought, didn't know really for sure. When they arrived, there are actual text messages between Chad and Lori and Alex and Zulema all during that time while the police were actually there. Right?
Yeah,
Did you get that?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm looking at your comments.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Idaho. I live in Pocatello.
Hi, Pocatello is in the house.
Yeah. Look it over to you.
Lori's going to be your new neighbor, maybe.
You're moving to Idaho?
No.
Oh.
The women's maximum security prison
Lori.
is in Pocatello.
We get a little confused with Lori. Lori.
Yeah.
So that was kind of crazy. And then a break and then back. And then we came back from lunch and they decided that there was some issue with the indictment. Okay.
But they also recalled that witness. They
Oh.
recalled a witness.
They recalled a witness. I forgot about that. It was the FBI lady.
Yes.
With some of the same,
Nicole.
from what you understand,
Uh-huh.
from what you said, the same pictures like of JJ's
Yeah, there's
grave and
I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of rehashing, and
Yeah.
it's probably pretty much time for the prosecution to be done, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I'm still in shock. I so forgive me.
yeah. Anyway, so go ahead.
So yeah, so anyway, we came back from lunch and then like, oh, by the way, we need to amend the indictment. And we were like, what? Amend the indictment? Like 3 years later, you're gonna amend, or 2 years later, whatever. And so they had like for Alex, he was practicing shooting the months before the Tammy shooting instead of month. So they wanted to amend the word months to month. And then the other big one in there was Lori, possession versus deception, conspiracy to commit murder, and I don't have it written. And something about possession versus deception.
Right. Wording, but it would affect the
Correct. Yeah.
and could affect the outcome. So they need to change it.
Right. Right. So
and conforming more to the actual statute. And apparently it's done often in Idaho like this, and it just has to be done before
they arrest.
Yes, thank you.
before they arrest, they have to do this. And then Judge Boyce was like, I can't believe the timing of this. Like, this is very late in the game to be doing this, Like, he was like admonishing the prosecution a little bit on that because it was. And then Lori's attorneys were like, well, this is the first we heard of this. And
which I think everyone was kind of like, oh no, is this bad? But at the same time, I think it probably happens in courtrooms more than we think.
Correct.
I think it's more just, that's my
technicality
opinion.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he let it in.
Excuse me.
And we were all just like, my hand hurts from typing. And so then he let it in after blah, 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 for like 25,000 words, where he could have just said, I'm just gonna let it in, but whatever. I don't talk legal. I'm just saying he let it in. So he let it in.
Yeah.
And then because he goes, they said they had to have this motion done right away because he gave us a hint. He said, based on where we are in the trial, meaning nothing else is going to go on probably with the prosecution. And so I'm like, oh, they're going to rest. And sure enough, they wound up resting. And then it was like, okay, defense, what are you going to do? And he wanted a private room with Lori so they could talk and decide about the defense. Lori was smiling and chit-chatting and la, 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 la. Like she was telling some big old story about last vacation she went on, or this. Like they were just standing there like, nothing, like, you're on trial for murder, lady. Would have never known it looking at her like they're like, oh, la, 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 la. Like best day of her life kind of attitude. It was really weird.
Yeah.
Lee's asking, the death penalty is off the table. She's saying if the death penalty is on the table at the bottom, very bottom for Charles, but the death penalty is off the table.
They took it off. For Charles.
Oh no, it's not off the table for Charles.
For with Chad, you mean? That's right. Okay.
Well,
no, I think she means
Chad,
for Charles's murder.
Well, it's interesting that she brought that up because the only thing that is getting me through this moment right now, all the doubts is okay, but then there's always Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah.
That's what I think that's what she's
right.
You're talking about Arizona, right?
Yeah.
I think
We have to be ready for anything, unfortunately.
Yep, I'm in Boise. We were at the Ada County Courthouse all day today. It ended a little bit early. I flew up here last minute on Sunday. I was like, I want to go. I'm going to go. And she was going to go. So she made her reservation. And I was like, okay.
I'm like, Kathy, I'm going.
Too much FOMO right now. I am totally missing out. I have to go. So I made a flight. It literally took me around the world to get here, but I'm here. And then I was going to leave tomorrow night. I was just going to go to court today and tomorrow, but there's no court tomorrow for the jury. There's no trial tomorrow. They both rested. The defense rested after they had their powwow with Lori and her lawyers. They're like, well, we don't think the prosecution's proven their case, so we rest.
We heard her speak. We heard her say what? 4 words?
Yeah, she said, because they were asking her about is she still pleading the fifth, right?
I thought it was
I didn't hear it.
When they came back from their little powwow, I mean, I don't know the legal mumbo jumbo, but they were saying basically, do you agree?
Oh, yeah,
She
yeah.
said,
Oh, that's right.
yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know what it is. Her little.
Jean, my lovely family. This is my mod. You see her normally in the chat.
Yeah.
And this is Idaho Mom Reports. She lives here in Boise. She's been at the trial every day for us, and she's a longtime subscriber member too of the channel. So this is our team. This is Left Undone
It's been
on
really
location
has been,
team.
in my opinion, even though I was like maybe in the courtroom every day, I had everybody with me on my Discord, and it was great working with you all.
Yeah.
We make a great team.
Watching John Pryor's reaction was interesting. It's pretty much a non-reaction. He was in overflow. Oh, he was in there too?
He was.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was
back.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hi, Amy.
Is that where? Where's Amy?
That's my buddy, and I told her.
Hi. That is Amy, who I sat by today. Yes, I sat by.
Oh, okay.
She does such a great job.
Fun. That's crazy, though. I didn't know John Pryor was there. I was up there.
He was in the back.
And apparently he's been there off and on, right? During the trial. So
Yeah.
today it was like, a non-reaction. Interesting.
What was it like seeing Lori?
Lori, where's that?
I think I've developed PTSD to her. I may not even be exaggerating. Just being around such a narcissistic person for so long, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty certain I had a long eye contact with her. I was trying to get Kathy's attention.
Oh, yeah. She, I wasn't very close to her when we were walking out. We stopped for a few minutes and sort of sat there and talked. Annie Elise's producer was there. Sat with us. Lindsay is her name. She's very sweet. And she sat by me all day. And so we all kind of stopped and talked, and we were looking at Lori, and she was just talking, and she was like, she's just like telling a story. Like she just got back from Hawaii yesterday. And she's talking about the weather, and she's just very animated and talking. She's very thin. Her hair looks terrible in my opinion. It's very gray brown right now. And she looks like she's aged about 20 years from when we saw her in Hawaii in the initial court stuff.
So they were ordered to come back on Thursday, and the jury have the verdict by Friday.
That's what I'm hoping for. That works for me.
Yeah. The way that Amy and that little group I was sitting around, they were very smart the way that they explained it. So it sounds like they could be. I kind of thought maybe Monday, but it sounds like everyone thinks it could be done this weekend. So by Friday.
Very experienced trial. I got to take up my tooth.
Gigi from Pretty Lies and Alibis, she seems to think they'll want to wrap it up before the weekend because it's Mother's Day weekend, and a lot of times juries just if they know what they're going to do, they'll want to wrap up before the weekend. So we don't know. I mean, some people are very skeptical that Lori's going to be able to be charged with Tammy. I've heard that from the
or convicted
or she's charged, convicted.
It's kind of.
And Gigi was saying from Pretty Lies, she says that she thinks the Tammy thing might hold up the jury a little bit on the verdict. Sentencing won't be for a while. Usually, like Letitia Stout was sentenced the same day.
In Arizona, they had to, legally, I think it had to be within 14 days.
Okay.
But I don't know.
I meant to look up how
Do
it
you
is.
know what
I can't remember off the top of my head. I could grab my phone and look it up.
Yeah, you want to?
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping I'm still here for the verdict. I changed my flight to Friday. I'm going to work tomorrow from here, go to court Thursday because the jury will get their jury instructions and closing arguments and jury instructions Thursday. Hopefully they can do all that on Thursday and start deliberating. That's my hope. And then Friday, maybe they can reach their verdict. That's just works for me. I mean, I keep saying that, but
could they work around our schedules, please?
Right? Does anybody want to tell them? Thanks. Thank you, Nightbot. Hit the thumbs up. So who knows about sentencing? But then after all this, is Lori going to get shipped off to Arizona? Like she's not walking free anytime soon. Yes, me too, Angie. The verdict will be live streamed. We're really
we don't know if we'll be able to be in the courtroom though. That's kind of we were like, what?
because they're saying it's first
First
come,
come,
first serve for the verdict, and it will be live streamed, but there will be no overflow room. So if we got to spend the night on the steps,
I'll
or
bring my
something.
sleeping bag, or that,
I'll
or,
camp out. I seriously will.
or
Well,
we
you-
will
yeah, I
live
will.
stream from the. If we're not, we'll live stream
From
from
the
the court outside. We'll see.
But they'll be live streaming from inside.
But
the
we'll
court.
be on watching the react. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
we will
right.
be out there, well, and watch the reaction. And I'll bring everything to live stream. And
What does Amy think? If she's convicted, sentencing will not be in Ada. It will be taken back to Fremont.
That's
County.
right.
Oh.
That's right.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Amy.
Oh gosh, Amy, we'll have to drive out to Fremont County.
oh, yeah, that's right, because you don't live over there. Everybody's
Right.
here for this trial, but
Yeah.
there's people that actually live. Okay, got it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, that's interesting. And then hopefully shipped off, and she can go be roommates with or cellmates with what's her face? in
Robin
Arizona.
Rowe is an option. She's the only female on death row. And to be honest, y'all, okay, I worked in the corrections and system, and Lori's probably to go like into the acute mental health unit, in my opinion, which isn't nice at all.
She just needs to go in the worst place there could possibly
Yeah,
be.
and you know, and I worked there for a really long time. It's the worst place on earth. And
Jenny,
I was
know.
at the men's facility, so.
Yeah, so it was really bizarre. They, they're arrested. Like, ooh, now what? Now what do we do? So I don't know, kind of felt like it was wrapping up, but I didn't necessarily think
No, not-
right now, today,
No.
leave court early.
And not like this.
everybody arrested. Yeah. Kay and Larry were there today,
They did leave for a little bit.
but saw Nate, I talked to him for a second. Everybody's really nice. I mean,
Oh,
just
yeah,
all the
they- yeah.
reporters and everybody
Mhm.
here have been really, really nice.
I've
and-
really gotten so close to so many people in a short period of time, and I'm gonna miss you all so much if you're watching.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go find another case to follow.
Or
Follow
it's
the
just-
news around. Be the groupie.
I've been emotional today, and I'm not. Probably because you guys are here too. So I don't
Well,
know.
it was nice. I think we picked a good week to come.
I
to be
guess.
honest.
I think probably just something was just telling us, and
Yep.
I don't know. I keep telling you guys,
Thank you, Loose Can, for the donation. I very much appreciate it. Keep crushing it, ladies. We're crushing it. Thank you very much.
We
Appreciate
talked
it.
about this last night, and I hope it doesn't sound, but I feel like there's been a little help from Tyler and JJ.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, let's hope they
They're all
could help their mom
100%.
get put behind bars for the rest of her life.
But it's just so nice that so many. Sorry.
What about Good Lori? She wasn't there. I guess her daughter's wedding is in California, because where I was sitting next to Amy, she said that's where she usually sits, so she's not there today.
Yeah, which I was.
And I remember she did say that she needed to be at her daughter's wedding this week.
So is it this weekend or was it last
I
weekend?
think
Michael?
it's this weekend, and
Oh.
she's there, and she's actually in LA. So,
I mean,
but hi, Lori. Hi, Good Lori, if you're watching. I
Yeah.
missed you. We've all missed you.
yeah, I wanted to
I'm
meet her.
a Good Lori. though,
You
too.
are.
It-
This
that's
is a
right,
good
we-
Lori.
I don't have the.
This
you
is
know,
a very good
but I'm
Lori.
good too. I'm not a bad one.
It's a very, very good Lori right here.
And she's a very good Lori. Lori, how's that? We have good Lori and the very good Lori.
Let's see, what else did we miss? Anything? I'm just surprised. So tomorrow, are you going to go to court?
Yeah, because what I have really come to learn, and anyway, I'm not trusting anybody doing anything in private. So me and a lot of my journalist friends will be there.
I'm gonna go over for a little bit too.
Yeah,
because I don't
yeah,
have to
see
work. I
what-
might as well rather than sit in the
Yeah,
hotel.
I don't necessarily believe that they're trying to hide something, but the reason why they're not is because they
You're
know that
gonna
they'll
stop
get
them?
busted. No, no, I'll just be there to observe. And, but I mean, it's the free and open, unfettered access to any public hearing. I mean, it's
Sure.
I get it. I mean,
Yeah, I
it's-
know, I'm just
it's
teasing you.
but yeah.
Wait, stop. Idaho Mom Reports is here. She knows what you're doing in there.
Right, well, actually, but anyway.
Jenny, without getting bogged down into the evidence, Summer said it best. She was dancing on the beach while the kids
Yes.
were dead in the ground. Yep.
That
I-
testimony.
That's huge.
If I were to, hands down, the best and most powerful testimony and the most direct evidence that we have, in my opinion.
And Colby, I thought his was really
Yes,
powerful
yes.
too.
Well, yeah, but the whole,
You were
months later.
Yeah.
To me, I
And
mean,
what Lori said, that came out of her mouth.
yeah, and that was, you're dancing on the beach.
Yeah, months later. No.
Yeah,
later.
months later.
What do you want me to
I
do?
have a
Just
right to
sit
be
around
happy.
and not be
Yeah.
happy or whatever she said.
Narcissist.
Well, oh no, Lori, it's all about you. Like what?
And it is, and because even today it was all about her. You
Well,
know? Yeah.
I some people thought she might take the stand. I would have been a bad idea for her.
Yeah.
I don't think that would have saved her at all. I don't think any-
She has shown, there's got to be something. I think she's smarter than we've often given her credit for. I do think she knows what she's doing, and she has listened to what her attorneys have told her pretty much this entire trial.
Oh my gosh, Melanie P. Right?
God. Yeah.
She, I guess, that day she was here, she said she watched the news and stuff, and then she booked it out of here. I guess she met with the prosecutors after court, right?
Well, she did. That was on Monday of last week. And we know that because actually our buddies at Court TV and News Nation, actually, they worked so long and late, y'all. But they got her and Ian walking into the courtroom. So feel free to check their websites.
Where's the cocktail?
And
Where's the cocktails? Yeah.
Where's the
Drank
cock-
them last night.
I don't know if I can do that for a long time after
Yeah.
this.
A few glasses of wine,
It wasn't.
We were on foot. It was nice. It's nice to go experience like restaurants and stuff in an area you've never been. We had a good time and good food. But yeah, I think Melanie PV. I don't know. And we were talking about this, like she would have probably been some kind of who knows if she would have been a great witness up there. She might have stood up there and said some crap. She's very Lori. Lori was her biggest cheerleader, or vice versa. She was Lori's biggest
It
cheerleader.
said that tomorrow's admin stuff's going to be streamed.
Tomorrow?
That's what.
Yes,
Kurt
that's
told
it.
Amy.
Oh,
Amy
okay.
has a lot of good insight
She's an
because of her the
insider.
position she's held, and also she's
Good
just
to
a
know,
very
Amy. Thank
smart,
you.
wonderful person who I sat through voir dire with, and I never would have survived. So love you, Amy.
That's cool. I didn't know that. And so then, are they going to stream the closing arguments and the jury instruction? And we have heard, that would be
Maybe.
great if they did.
Don't hold me to that.
Don't hold me to that.
And yeah, I agree. Because things change all the time.
We'll see.
Judge Boyce, who knows? But that would be cool if it was all streamed, because it'd be nice if everybody could actually see this part, this winding down, this closing arguments, everything. If Melanie doesn't face any legal issues, I hope at least Brandon gets granted full custody so the kids aren't at risk due to a terrible decision. And she flat
Amen
out
to that.
had
Amen.
kids that were dark, and
Yep.
odds are they were going to be murdered.
Brandon, if
It's
you
in the
don't
works.
already, I hope you have CPS involved.
I'm sure he does.
I'm positive he does. You're very smart, Brandon Boudreaux, and you're a good father.
Yeah, just weird that. But I didn't even listen to Ian's. I need to go back and do that. But everybody said he did
I
really
did.
good on this stand.
Yeah, he did. But however, his testimony, if you really listen to it, actually, I have to say the defense did a great job of getting Ian to admit that he was actually going along with the FBI. It was the FBI's idea. And he didn't come across as a liar or anything like that. It was just, he just kind of admitted that that he had based his thoughts on those recordings that we didn't get to hear.
Right.
And that
They didn't let
and
him
so that
play
his
'em.
present testimony was based on what the FBI told him.
Bye, Jenny.
Bye, Jenny.
Bye.
Jean, I think Lori's too scared to testify. She can't keep all the lies straight, in my opinion.
Mhm.
I would have
But
loved
I
to
don't
hear
know.
her.
I don't know if
but
she would even think that. I think
She's
she thinks too much of herself to think that she would.
She's a smart psychopath.
I
Let's not-
actually think she thinks she might get
she does.
Fuck.
That's what
just
it
that
appeared.
sense looking at her, watching her, and her smiling.
I had you. I mean, I know. I was like, Kathy, sit and stare at her with me, please.
It's maddening to watch her
Yeah,
sit
but-
and
but-
giggle and chat and laugh.
Because I was trying to figure out, because Larry has made the point, he could be right, that some of this is what Lori does when she's scared to cover up because she doesn't want. So I was watching, so it could be that, but no, I'm going to go with she really does think that they haven't proved her case and she's going to walk. I really think she feels that way.
Melanie P is having to use all her alimony and child support money to attorneys. I don't think this is for all who are involved. Does she get alimony though? Because I don't know how Arizona works, but in California, once you get remarried, you don't get alimony.
well,
Your alimony goes away.
She also got Brandon just flat out gave her a settlement right as they were getting divorced. But,
And you can do that because
and-
alimony
yeah.
is negotiable, but
which was very smart on your part, Brandon.
child support isn't really.
He must have he's got to have a good divorce attorney, and we know who Melanie's divorce attorney is. So.
Lori is a sociopath. She really is, and she kept telling me, "You got to see her. It's just something. It's just something else."
Yeah, I could explain and give every detail I possibly could, but it just is not as good as real thing. And of course, Lauren agreed with that today when we were talking with. Hi, Lauren, if you're
we
watching.
saw Lauren from Hidden to True Crime. She was here. Met her today. Met a lot of people that we've only known through the communities of YouTube and everything. So it's
Yes,
really
they used to
nice.
see all these famous YouTube people.
Do you guys have any questions about anything? We'll keep you posted. Tomorrow, obviously, we'll be on verdict watch when they deliberate. All that kind of stuff.
So tomorrow the jury, they have it off. So don't worry about tomorrow. There's not going to be any mysterious deliberations that none of us know about. Nothing like that because they won't even be at the courthouse.
No,
So-
Thursday.
yeah.
Thursday will be.
So Thursday and Friday that'll be the
Closing arguments are Thursday.
yeah, right. And we don't know if they'll be short or long. We know the openings were short, and I have a feeling though.
They're probably not going to be that long.
I know if prosecution's true to form, they're going to rehash and make sure that jury understands every little point over and over. I predict that. Even, by the way, the prosecution, I feel, has done a great job. And it just did seem that things were getting on the cumulative side, we'll just say.
Too bad
Anything about the prosecution?
I know they made a few errors here.
Yeah,
but
it's really, it's in God's hands. Everybody, we just have to accept that and prepare ourselves. And
They've done- it's been
and
good
let's
to-
not forget that Arizona is on the table still.
and I feel like they really were on the. It would have been better if it was joint because there was so much about Chad.
Right.
A lot.
Right.
So much
Yeah,
about Chad.
right.
And Chad needs to just say, I'm guilty.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Like if John Pryor's here taking notes, talking to
Mhm.
people, I would be like, Chad, I would.
Oh,
leave for sure.
of course he does. And-
You know what? They missed that on their cross. I think that it would be smart for him to talk about that hair. I mean, we were talking about it today. I'm like, my kids have moved out years ago and they're adults, and
Yeah.
they might have
Yeah.
a piece of my hair on that. Like, who knows? You know, a
I'm
mom's
with you on
hair.
that too, Amy. That made me because they're going to address it. I
I would
wonder-
say for sure she is, Jean. she's got to be shackled. I don't know if it's.
Oh
to
no,
the
she's
floor.
not
No.
anymore. She hasn't been for a few weeks, but she was for a while. She was for like the first 2
Are
weeks.
you sure there's not anything under her pants?
Yeah, I've actually sat with Nate Eaton for many hours, and we've observed this very thing. So, and he could probably explain it better than I do. She does seem to wear these special shoes, but you can't. It's
I
like
just know
weighted
in the
shoes.
case I was in. You
Yeah.
couldn't see, but it was under his.
Yeah,
my family
maybe
stuff.
so. I
Under
didn't
his
quite.
pants.
Yeah,
It was-
I mean, babe, I just had heard that.
she
through the
was
grapevine,
like
so I don't know.
tethered to a bolt on the floor. And people who've covered a lot of trials for years and years in other states, they said
Yes,
had told me
Melissa.
they'd never seen it anything like that before. So
Larry said when Lori laughs at me, she's nervous.
right,
Yes. When she had that weird grin and she laughed and stuff like this, but she just seemed very relaxed.
It
to
was
me.
confident.
Not like when
She-
she
yeah.
came in and did her
It
that
was
it wasn't that. It was literally like she was hanging out with her buddies and telling a story.
and I think the big giveaway is like the limbic system. So I was really kind of watching that. Of course, I'm not a body language expert by any means. I wish we would have had one there though today.
We were talking about this, Kathy, about Chad's kids. How, I mean, can you even imagine? Oh my gosh, my kids would die.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, that was, and yeah,
all
sorry.
that embarrassing storm. You guys heard about the storm, right?
I was one of the females who gasped.
PLM's not in here, but if you're in our Discord, she had the funniest little diagram of the storm.
And then we were talking to what was her name? Oh my god, I just had a blank on her name. Annalise's girl.
Oh, Lindsay.
We were talking to Lindsay, and she said in their Discord they were like, the comments were hilarious.
Yeah,
like, the storm, more like a dribble or this.
And then of course
she said,
and then yesterday we had this huge thunderstorm. And so yes, the double ententes all day long were quite interesting and plentiful, and you know, I felt like I was 12 years old, but hey, that pretty much describes Chad Daybell, in my opinion.
They sound like a bunch of horny teenagers.
Oh my gosh, it was.
I mean,
I don't know if I even was like that when I was a teenager.
no, right?
No.
It's
like,
embarrassing.
How did it go again? And and you'll be chasing the storm with your hand.
grab something about grabbing the storm.
And Gigi, I think Gigi should, because I was like, where? I didn't exactly see where they got that's what that meant, but it was because if you really kind of listen to the James and Elena story, it kind of says.
Oh yeah, they spent time on the James and Elena story today.
Yeah, so unfortunately I kind of tend to block that out because, well, you know why, but yeah, I'm probably gonna have to listen to it really closely.
I read it on my one of my last couple of episodes of
thought
Afterglow. I read the whole thing.
Oh yes, well,
so I didn't do an Afterglow this week because I'm here, but we will continue to follow. And if you don't know what Afterglow it is my podcast Afterglow Unveiling the Idaho Cult, and it is literally a deep dive on this case from the beginning of Lori, like the beginning of Lori, like
in a chronological, linear kind of.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and I'm going to keep going, down every rabbit hole. All the interviews and stuff I put on there so far. People that didn't know the story really well. It's getting I just got 100,000 downloads. So she's going to put the link in, and you can also find it on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, everything really, all the podcast platforms. Why didn't Melanie testify? She flat out told them that she'd been watching the trial in the news and this and that. And so they said,
gosh, Kathy, don't you understand? She's got an ex-husband that she has to protect herself from.
Right.
Because rules don't apply to her.
Yeah. Well, she's in the middle of a bad, child custody thing, so she had to watch.
Because my ex testified and I had to know what he was saying about me.
So, yeah. What does it say? Dang it, Kathy, you get there with short delays and off tomorrow. Hopefully you'll be there Thursday to get a full day, so your trip's worth it.
She'll be here Thursday and Friday.
I'll be here Thursday. I go home Friday. Court will be over by the time I go home. Friday probably, unless they go late deliberating, and then I'm just going to miss it. I'm going to be in plane when it happens, but we'll see. But I did extend my stay, so like I said, actually, I'm glad I'm here this week. I think if I was going to come, I said it from the beginning. I would love to be there for the verdict.
I could be there for that.
We may not get in, but
I'm
on the court steps.
I don't know. It seems pretty special to have you guys here. I think we've got somebody looking out.
Thank you, Lori. So she put the link for Afterglow in the chat between Loin Fire and the storm. It's X-rated, LOL. It's X-rated, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine? Like Gigi, it was funny because she said,
Oh my gosh.
I would have pled guilty before I let all this stuff go.
You got to get that South Carolina in there, girl.
She's like,
I love it.
oh my. Okay, and so I loved it. I was laughing, and Lori, I pretty certain heard Gigi say that because it was like on the break, and there's Lori standing and talking to Jim Archibald, but.
Yeah, no. Would you ever, all her dirty laundry, everything up there.
Gigi's like,
Storm
girl,
it all.
I'd be pleading guilty before allowing that stuff to be read. I'd be hiding under the table.
let's see. Prosecution did great. Will be found guilty. Idaho law states if she conspired, she will be found guilty as well.
Yep.
Yeah, people are getting a little nervous about it. I have to say, there was a sense of like, it's up to the jury. We don't know how they think. Let's hope they think like the rest of us. And
and I really,
but it's always like,
if you believe in prayer or the power of the universe or anything, let's just really focus on the prosecution just really pulling it together, and then justice, however it looks like, they're still Arizona, they're still,
I looked at the jury today a lot. I kind of, because I had not been in there and I'd never seen them. I would say, I don't even know if they're what I expected. I feel like there were a lot of guys.
Mm-hmm.
They seemed very serious.
Enamored with Lori.
No,
I wouldn't. But doesn't mean that they just seem really neutral. But they just don't strike me as.
When they came back and the defense rested, I was looking right at them to see what they would say, and they were just stone faced. They were just like, I'm thinking they're thinking, well, finally, we're gonna get the heck out of here. Done. I'd be so over. But if I sort of knew which way I was going to go, I'd be ready to talk about it with my fellow jurors at this point,
Yeah.
So, because I was on a jury one time and it was only a week and it was too much for me not to like, come on.
Right. To be a fly on the wall.
Right.
Right. In our jury, bless our hearts, they've had to look through so much horrific evidence and listen to all that testimony. And I think they actually have to read and listen to James and Elena slowly. Over and
Fly
over
on that wall for sure.
and over. Oh,
for sure. Yeah. So I think that wraps up the day. So we will wrap it up. I timed it perfect. Guilty verdict Friday, right before Sunday, Mother's Day. Justice for JJ and Tyler. Yeah. Let's hope so.
Right. Yeah. Right. How perfect would that be? How perfect would that be?
This case seems to have a lot of really weird timing.
Storm. That was what it was.
Gripping the storm.
Thank you. Gripping. Oh, geez. And I will never look at the fire emoji the same ever again after that.
Oh my gosh, no kidding.
Where is
Like fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji.
I know, they're
heart
emojis.
emoji, heart emoji.
It's
kiss emoji.
Oh.
Boy lips, Oh. Yeah, they're just so gross. I would be so embarrassed if that was my mother and
oh my gosh.
father.
like Gigi said, I'd be hiding under the table.
I mean, poor Colby. That's his mother. I feel bad. Like, not just the murder, but all the other gross stuff about the smut.
I'm a divorced mom of teen kids, and I can tell. I know in my experience, my kids don't like to see or hear anything related to that about their mother. And I mean, I like to have an open relationship, but not like that.
Right. No. Just leave the emojis out of it and we'll be good.
Right.
Exactly.
And then from what I understand, people like my age or what using emojis tend to annoy kids anyway. So I don't know how to use them. Apparently, and I can tell you what, Chad and Lori don't know how to use them anyway. So.
Yeah, no. I get corrected on how I use emojis and stuff.
Chad's big old slobbery kiss emoji.
And there was one thing I picked up on. What was that today where he said, I'm gonna get my abs, and one of the texts, my abs and tan, and I'm growing my hair.
No, that was weird. That was for Lily, wanting her to be basically like a trophy wife for him, like the Stepford wife. Like he was saying, the way I took it anyway.
I thought he was saying he was gonna get tan and work on his abs. She already had abs. Chad's the one that needs.
It was one or the other.
Right?
Somehow I was getting the idea that he was saying that she needed to get into, but that would have made sense.
No, because it said grow my hair or whatever, get tan, work on my abs, grow my hair. Because we know she wanted his hair different because it was in Hawaii.
He was looking. Yeah, I will say her little makeover was the Lolo makeover.
Because he used to have like the more of the Boy Scout.
And I know everybody's jealous for those of us that were in the courtroom and in the overflow because we got to see him.
She knows.
Yep.
Amy knows. He was going to get in shape, get tan, and grow his hair long. Yep. That was what he was going to do for.
So it was for
Lily Loco.
So the Lolo makeover. Okay, Lily.
I promise you, I will become the Charles you want me to be. Like, that was Charles' body that he's describing.
I think
So
I was
here.
texting many, many people at that time, which I'm glad. I enjoy hearing from all of you. And I had 2 helpers there today, so I didn't have to listen as closely.
Wonder what Chad's kids thinks now. I don't know. They started to bring up Emma at one point.
They did, yeah.
She
And
was texting Tammy.
but it wasn't anything. It was during
It
the
was more that-
paintball,
yeah.
not paintball
Yeah.
shooting. So, yeah. Still wondering where Tammy's journal is. Oh, that was another thing they brought up today about she was on her phone. They were going through the times, and they were going really fast through the times. But they said at 10 whatever at night, she was on her phone playing a game. Yeah, and then the night she was killed, murdered, and then there was a JPEG picture deleted.
Yeah,
and they never were able to recover that.
And then she was off her phone, and then Alex was 2 miles away at the LDS church during that time. There was a lot of text messaging going back and forth between Alex and
I was
Chad.
thinking, what if Tammy took a picture? What if she took a picture on her phone of
Right.
Alex, and
Yeah.
then later Chad deleted it off her phone?
That's kind of weird because it was at night. Like, why would you randomly delete a picture right
that
now
you just took. Also, kind of like, why would your work email address block one single account?
Yeah.
Chat Daybell.
There's a lot of suspicious
Blocking.
stuff. The jury, a lot of that suspicious stuff is just going to make them think, okay, there is a lot going on here that we don't even know about that looks bad. So
No, Colby's not here.
no,
we haven't seen him since he testified, and I really hope Colby's doing well.
Yeah, I like him. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's had it rough. Summer has it rough, and it's shameful what all the destruction that's been done here.
Yeah, it affects
all
a
the
lot of
destruction.
people.
Yep, it certainly does, and I hope everybody's supportive online to the family members.
Yeah. And to Left Undone. Give me a thumbs up, please.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Please.
Hey,
hit like, subscribe.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
thank you,
After
Kathy,
come to
for
Discord.
covering this
Yeah.
case. And she knows how to pick a case, that's for sure.
Definitely, somehow.
3 years later, yesterday I was in this room with Kathy when it was Letitia's when it was announced. I'm like, Kathy, I'm sitting here with you. I mean, how it's just like, it's really surreal that here I am sitting with my favorite YouTuber, and
that's so funny.
No,
No,
I work for
everything's
her.
coming all at once. Everything.
yeah, it's like it's meant to
Letitia,
be.
Lori, and we'll see what happens with the other case.
Yeah, I feel really connected to all the people that have cared about this case for so long. I love all you guys so much.
All right. Well, I think we are going to wrap up. If you don't mind hitting the thumbs up and stick around, subscribe so that you know, and ring that bell because I will be here until Friday. So I will keep you updated with every new twist and turn and whatever happens the rest of the week. Okay.
Please give us a like.
And then I
And
know we
subscribe.
can live on Saturday when I'm home too to talk about it. So,
Okay, because I'm sure we'll have lots
I'm sure.
and lots to talk about.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to go enjoy a little bit more of beautiful Ada County, Boise, Idaho. And
Really pretty.
it is very pretty. And we'll see you guys soon. Thank you.
Ciao, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you soon.